again. Today I am starting with this Love Red and White print from Amy Tangerine's Stitched collection and this glittery reindeer die cut from the Pink Paisley collection. And then I'm bringing in a little bit of texture in the form of some tulle today. So it's just a bit of netting, and I'm going to cut that so that it's just a little bit narrower than the card. And I'm going to gather it up like that, and of course I could do it the real way and stitch the gathering and pull it, but I'm going to do it the cheating way, and that is to just glue it because it's going to be underneath something else, so the detail of the stitching wouldn't be seen anyway. But I do want to pull that center together a bit. And then my die cut's going to go on the top there. But I also want to bring in some gold. And I don't know if looping it is the best idea. I don't want it to loop around the neck of the reindeer, but I think actually looping it a bit lower might work well. So I'm going to tape it on the back here. And then I'll adhere this. I want to have adhesive all over this main part, but I'm going to try to leave the adhesive off the antlers so that I can pull them forward just a little bit. And this card, or this die cut, is ever so slightly bigger than the card. That's okay. So that bit flat. This bit will have a little bit of dimension. Now obviously that's going to flatten out in the page protector, but I do find that just a little bit of texture like that will stay put. So it's something to try. It's not the end of the world if it flattens out, and you can tell it didn't take me much time, so if it ends up being nothing, I haven't really lost anything. So cut these so that they're going to fit that width. And then I want to layer some pieces on top of there. So I'm going to start with my heart punch. I thought I might go with some nice traditional red and green today. So I'm going to pull out my green patterned paper. Ink around the edges of that one. Just going to punch some labels from vellum. I think that will be a good piece to layer over the top. I think maybe this medium-sized one might work. I can add ink to the edge, and then I think I'll stamp some wording on top of this before I attach it. Just choose which one I'm going to add. Go with the I believe. Brown ink. And you may want to just test if you're stamping on vellum, because some ink pads work better on vellum than others. But that one is okay. So I have a little bit of space there at the top, so I'm going to use my tiny attacher and actually staple it to the heart, which of course I didn't think about before I adhered that. So I'm just going to pull it back up off the card. Try and get it nice and straight there. Now it's attached, and I can reattach it here. And I'm going to leave this, even though it's a little bit too tall, I'm going to leave it at this point, and I'll trim it when I put it in my album, because it may be that it fits the pocket really well, or it may be that it needs to be trimmed, but at least if I leave it until I put it in the book, it has that option, because if you've used divided page protectors, you'll find that they aren't always in exactly the right dimensions, because the 12 by 12 or the 6 by 8 has to be divided up with those seams, and it gets a little imperfect. So that's where I'm going to leave it for now, and I'll trim it later. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.